This is literally the thing that makes it so that most people don't consider fostering. Because A and I are here in her room. We've been working the last couple weeks.
Yes.
To slowly kind of pack some stuff up and take it take it over to her family's place so that it's just a little bit less to have to deal with when she goes home for good, which is quickly approaching. Her shirt actually has an A on it, which
my mommy gave it to me.
Super cute. Her room is looking a little bare. Makes me really sad.
Show y'all once everything is clean.
Yeah, there's a lot of trash on the floor, so we're gonna clean that up first. But
more trash.
Miss A is super lucky to have so many people in her life who have just been, you know, spoiling her over the last like few birthdays and Christmases. A lot of you have done that as well. We did put together a very, very short list of just some things that she can take with her that her family can use as well. So I'm going to link that in the description, but we also still want to mention one simple wish. Right now, you can grant wishes to foster kids across the country. Right now is the perfect time to find, you know, a little special something for a kid. But yeah, it's so bare in here. Okay, so look at this. So this used to be full of her stuff. Notice all of her savings. She is such a saver.
It used to be more, but we had to pay for driver's school.
Driver's ed. All of her pictures are down. Here's some of the room stuff that kind of is just gonna stay here. The closet is getting pretty bare. Other than this stuff that is hanging, are pretty much all these are empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got these pretty much empty, so
shoes gone.
Shoes are gone.
Look, my desk. Let's move this. My desk.
The desk is pretty empty. Like
nothing on my board.
It's sad.
Sad.
It's just so sad.
Oh, yeah, my pictures are gone.
I know. John is going to be taking her to her family's place this weekend for her weekend visit, and I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about how we're dealing with this whole transition on our end, because really we can only talk about, you know, how it feels for us. We're not going to speak for her family, or, you know, anybody else, but we'll share with you kind of what we're feeling, thinking, all those things, and it's kind of a roller coaster. I think once I walk in here and the room is empty
and I'm not in it,
it's gonna hit me that you're not here.
Calm down, I'll be back.
I know.
I promised your mom, I promised your sister, I promised her kids, I promised
She promised that she would be back.
My mindset is just like, I can't leave behind all of these blessings, you know?
Oh, we're blessings.
You guys are family now. My parents say it all the time. Y'all are literally now extended family.
We're the extended family. We have this next week planned out a little bit to just spend a lot of time together. Right now, I actually have a lot of time available. I'm not doing a whole lot of working, and so she just finished up her school. And so next week we are kind of just gonna hang out and
laugh as much as possible and reminisce.
Yes.
Okay, so like as we're doing Christmas,
yeah,
my mind was on some like Disney Channel movie type stuff where I would see like Sawyer and I would like smile like under my mask, obviously. And then I would just think of all the other times that he made me smile, from when he was like a baby to now.
It was like memories, like
yeah. And I was like getting all teary-eyed, and I was like, "Chill, we in the middle of the living room, like."
That's how it's been.
Yeah.
I was telling her today about like the few instances that have come up recently where I've been keeping it together. Like I've been really keeping it together. And because I've been like super controlled and I just haven't really allowed myself to like think about it or go to like a sad place, if somebody surprises me with like a question or like a, you know, oh, I'm sure you're gonna miss her, and like I'm not expecting it, I just immediately start crying. I can control it as long as I'm the one bringing it up. But if somebody else brings it up and I'm not ready for it, it like hits me. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. It's late. We had a super awesome night. We were able to figure out a way to have like a socially distanced Christmas celebration. We wanted to make sure that we were able to celebrate with my sister's family while Miss A is still with us. So we got together, we pulled all the furniture apart, we all wore masks, we had the windows open, so grateful that it was a little bit warmer of a day, but we were able to do all the gift stuff, and it was cool to see them. And we're hoping that they can do a little drive-by next week as well, so that they could see their final see you laters.
See you later.
We're exhausted, so we're gonna head to bed, and I'll tell you guys more in a little bit. All right, I have Sawyer and John here to help me talk about, well, you're gonna be doing most of the talking.
Okay.
Sawyer can't really do much of anything. You say hi?
I think you look cute.
Hi. Oh, there we go.
He's learning new words.
Yes. And it happens so quick. Like once one word's there, it's like pop, 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 pop. So anyway, we are going to talk about what it feels like, what we're thinking, like everything that's going on with having our foster daughter of a year and a half who's been a part of our life just about as long as Sawyer has.
You want to tell?
Miss A is at least less cranky. But yeah, I mean, she's been a part of our life for so long, and like what it's like when that kid is, you know, going back to their family. And we've been transparent, like since the beginning. Some of our early videos talk about how our license to foster and adopt, but we're not really fostering for adoption.
Yeah, that's not our goal when we go into it. Like,
Yeah.
we're always looking for reunification.
Yeah.
Obviously, every case is different. Some kids that go into foster care, you know, they'll tell you right from the get-go, like,
Yeah.
reunification is not on the table for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it is an option, that's our number one.
So we're the type of foster family who, like, if we had a revolving door of kids coming and going, then, you know, we would be thrilled. We would feel like we were doing what we needed to do.
Yep.
And what that also means is that those families are being strengthened and coming together. We talk about having that bittersweet feeling where it's like you're sad to see them go, but you're super happy for them and their family. You can't really describe it. Like it's such a weird balance of emotions. And this is the part that this is literally the thing that makes it so that most people don't consider fostering. They say they could never, you know, have a kid with them for so long and then have to send them back home. I mean, yeah, if you can't do that, don't foster.
The way I look at it personally is like, don't think of it as just the kid. Don't think of it as just that you're doing something for the kid. Think of it as like the whole family, okay?
Yeah.
So like, not only are you helping the kid have a place to live, you know, while their parents are working things out, and hopefully you can, you know, give them some love and share some of your knowledge of life experience and all that, but also that's helping out their parents and their family. So like you're helping out an entire family instead of just one kid. So kind of think about the big picture instead of just, you know, that little
Just
narrow-mindedness of
for the
how it's
kid.
going to make you feel, or just for the kid.
Yeah. I also just have to pause and show you all that Sawyer has made his way on the table.
What you doing, buddy?
And you can see Sophia.
Can I have some money? Can I have some money? Oh, thank you. $20. Oh, another one? $40.
Wow,
thank
big
you.
money. With everything in foster care, it's gonna depend on the kid, the family, the situation. You know, obviously, as you could tell by like the beginning part of this video, we've gotten to a place, especially with Miss A and I, you know, I can joke around with her about different things, and, you know, emotionally and mentally, like she understands where like our heart is, where our minds are. Like she knows that, you know, we can say like, yeah, we can be sad, and she knows that we're still supportive of her going home. We're excited for her. And honestly, up until like a couple of days ago, I was really hiding all of that emotion. I was really trying to just focus on her and the family. At the same time, I realized that if I wasn't open and honest and vulnerable enough with her, she might not really realize you know, she might be confused, like, why aren't they gonna miss me? Like, why aren't they sad about this? So depending on the child and their developmental like age, just depending on the kid, you're gonna have different conversations. You're gonna have to navigate it, and no, you're not gonna do it perfectly.
All right, he doesn't want to be held.
Because nothing we do as parents or foster parents is perfect.
Right.
But so for me, like, I've started to really like open up with her so she understands, like, she's seen all the supportive side, and she's starting to see that, like, we are gonna be sad when she goes.
Yeah,
but how are you feeling?
I'm gonna miss her terribly, but I feel better about how it's gone with Miss A than when it did with our first foster placement, because that was very sudden.
It's very rushed.
And it was rushed. It just kind of had us feeling like not great about it at the time. Things have worked out, you know, well.
Really well,
which is good. But this one has been a long time coming. Like, there's been a lot of little steps, you know. Visits have, increased gradually over time. So, like, it's kind of helped prepare us a little bit better.
Yeah, and transitions home are going to be different based on the case plan. So I feel like it's safe to say that, like, with our first placement, it was kind of towards the end of the case plan, and so things had to go quickly. With Miss A and her family, you know, they were able to take the right amount of time to make sure that, you know, okay, as things increase, as visits and time increases, you know, everybody's checking in. And I will say, between like therapists and our private agency caseworker, you know, they've checked in and asked, you know, how are things going? I don't feel like I've heard anything from the county caseworker asking, you know, how things are going. But, you know, we just share that because Miss A is so communicative and open to us, like, she's not voiced anything. And so we're going to encourage that with her care team and say, no, she feels good about this. She's, you know, you want to be that sounding board. You want to amplify, you know, the kids' feelings and thoughts and that sort of thing.
Yeah, because when they ask you about that, they're not asking for your thoughts, your opinion, none of that. Like, they're wanting you to be the voice for the child.
Yeah.
Like, don't let, you know, your opinions, fears, you know, thoughts, whatever, like, get in the way of that. Like, you're really just talking on behalf of the kid.
Yeah. And there was a comment recently that I found a lot of truth to. It was someone who had commented on one of our older videos that talked about why we aren't adopting our foster placements. And the person who watched the video, you know, realized that if you are foster to adopt and you're hoping to adopt, if you don't prepare yourself, there's a small part of you that's hoping that reunification won't happen. Yeah. And so, you know, I don't think that that's fair to, you know, the kid or the family if you're in it for that. So that's why for us, we're lucky that we're fostering teens right now, because we know no matter what, like, you know, she's a few years away from, you know, independence and, you know, being an adult, you know, kind of. All because you turn 18 doesn't mean you become an adult, but, you know, she's gonna, you know, have her independence. You know, she can communicate with us. So we know it's not, you know, a final goodbye. I think the emotion for me is just already recognizing how our days and weeks are gonna change, how our family dynamic is going to change. And so that's really what, like, hits me. It's not that we're never going to see her again, because luckily for us, we don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think so.
Yeah. And we've mentioned with, like, visitations, like John was talking about that earlier, like, you kind of increase as you get closer to the kids going home. And we've talked about before how those, you know, extended visitations, you know, help our family too adjust and start to get used to things, because, you know, if you have children in your home, whether they are foster, adopted, or birth children, they need a little bit of adjustment too. And so the way that we handle it with Darcy, I don't think Sawyer, you know, he's gonna adjust. He's gonna get used to it. There's really not a lot that we can do for him. But with Darcy, you know, we communicate with her. Every time Miss A goes, you know, on a visit, you know, we tell her, yeah, she's going to see her family. And now that it's getting, you know, closer, we just tell her, hey, she's gonna be going home. Like, how does that make you feel? Yeah. And she says, she's like, I'm gonna be sad. So we tell her it's okay to be sad, but also you can be happy for her family. And both of those things you can feel at the same time. And so she's starting to get used to it. And, you know, similar to us, like, you know, we're going to be able to FaceTime and talk to her. You know, hopefully once things are safe again, we'll be able to see her and her family periodically at like birthdays and stuff like that. So this is definitely like I don't want to say it's a first, because we have had a placement, you know, reach permanency, which was not with us. So, you know, meaning that they went to live with, you know, another family permanently. But it was a shorter placement. So it was like 2 months of our family dynamic being different. It was before we had Sawyer. And so with Miss A specifically, because she's been with us for so long, it's just, it's a different feeling. It's a different process.
Yeah.
And this is also why it's important, you know, for the kids and for the families to make sure that the time in care is as short as possible. Because you want them to maintain like routines from their home and, you know, traditions from their family. And as much as we can try to keep those going, it's just natural that different homes are gonna run a little bit differently.
Yeah, for sure.
So as you can tell, there's going to be a lot for us to be sharing with all of you. Again, from our perspective as a foster family, we're not going to, you know, put Miss A in front of the camera and have her trying to like process the way she is feeling or the things she's thinking. But we will have a lot to share. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and if you turn the little bell notification on, you'll get alerts whenever we post a video.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, bye.